Hey again. Y'all gonna see a lot of me. Or I was thinking about changing the shirt, but I was like, no, I don't feel like changing the shirt. Cause it's still morning time. It's still morning time. I ain't even start my day yet. I ain't leave my room yet. I mean, I want to go use the bathroom, but that was about it. This video I want to talk about programming and being programmed. All right, and these is just my opinions on the things I've heard over the years and recently. You know, because in life you're gonna come across people that have, you know, their ways of thinking or whatever. Stop. Well, programs meaning a set schedule to do things. You're programmed to do the same thing every day. You're being, you're a part of any type of, to me, it sounds like people have an issue with being told what to do in a certain order. They consider that robotic. You know, no, it's called decency and order. You got to do things in order, you know, to keep peace and balance and all that other great things. Yes, schools are a form of a program. Everything that we do in life that molds us is pretty much a program. There's nothing wrong with being programmed. I can understand if the program is detrimental to your soul. I can understand if the program is detrimental to your well-being. I can understand if it's causing a negative ripple effect in your life personally and affecting those around you. Then you just need to change the program. When being programmed or a part of a program, you're not just going by what is being said. You can still use your mind. Now, you use your mind with what's being taught to you. Now, if you choose not to use your mind and just to only go on the information you're being inputted, then yeah, that's being programmed.
Mom.
Yes.
Who left this open?
Zarion.
AJ told me to because he cursed at me.
But stop cursing.
Mom, Zarion left this open?
All you gotta do is put some water and put it in the microwave, and now it's edible. It doesn't matter who left it open. Save it. You're really not that broken up about it because you're swinging on my doorknob. Close the door, please. Like I was saying, we humans need direction. Because if you really think about it, think and be honest with yourself. At this very moment, at the moment you're listening to this video and at this part, think this very moment. If I could do what I want with no consequences, what would I do? 9 times out of 10, what you want to do is bad. Okay? And it don't make you a bad person because you want to do bad. Nobody taught you how to lie. Nobody taught you how to be bad. Nobody taught you the bad part. You have to be taught how to be good. You want to know why you have to be taught how to be good? Because you were born into sin. Born into sin. Born into sin. We have a sinful nature. So being bad comes natural. Okay? Now, you have got to be taught right from wrong. You don't just automatically know from the jump what's right and wrong. You're taught. Some people say That's the beginning of the program. So what? You're being taught how to do right because your own mind wants you to do wrong all the time. All the time. So your own will, is there any right in your will? In your will, in your rights, if there was no consequences and you be real with yourself. I know it's no more milk. It don't take milk to make oodles and noodles. I'm saying use the noodles till the milk get here. It don't. Okay, for me, for instance, if right now I can do what I want with no consequence, the only one thing that's literally wrong, biblically wrong, is fucking. Honestly, if I'm gonna keep it a stack, fornicating. I would be fornicating. If I could fornicate and there would be no consequences, meaning I won't go to hell, I would fornicate every day, all day. Now, not with multiple people. No. I don't want to be like that, but with the right penis. I want it all the time. It won't be wrong. Another thing that I would want to do, being honest, I want the capability. I want the ability to save. I want the ability. It's crazy because I can sacrifice but can't save. Because I feel like I need to buy for the future now. Because you never know. So instead of saving for the future, and then that's how that whole hoarding come in, and then the packed house thing come in, So you see how your mind goes? Sometimes you need a little direction, a little training. You need to train your mind. If you think about it, when you're born, you don't know how to put on clothes. You don't know how to do that. Your mommy and daddy is putting on your clothes. They putting on your clothes. So they doing this motion for you. They doing this motion for you, okay? They doing this motion for you for mad months. Up until, you figure out now. You've used your mind as a baby. Oh, when I see these pants, I go like this. And now the toddler baby, is helping you put on the pants. And now they'll be able to put the shirt on themselves. It's training through repetition. Okay? You have to do the same thing over and over and over to get it. Hence, practice makes perfect. It's not a program. It's just direction. Some things aren't a program. Some things is just following instructions. You gotta wait for the cereal. You gotta wait for the milk. Zizi went to go get some milk so that you can have some cereal. Wait. Okay? Go. Alamir, get out. Okay.
Can I get?
No.
Can I go with Zizi?
No. Get out. Put it down. Get out. Okay. Go that way. Go that way. Go that way. Go that way.
No.
Close the door. Wait. Close the door. All right. There is a... Stop. It is a difference between a program and just following directions and following instructions. Okay, directions is this movement. This movement. Repetition. The directions. The direction of the leg. Up, then down. Up, then down. Direction arm. Go in, then out. Up. In, out, up. Okay? It's not a program. It's directions. Following instructions are like following rules. Rules is what's set in a smaller group, Instructions is what's set for a group of people. Okay? Like an establishment. And then depending on the establishment, they call those instructions different things, but they are still all forms of instructions. Okay, we have instructions because you got to know what to do. Some things will come naturally, and some things you have to be taught. Okay, you don't know off jump that the stove is hot. You gonna feel the heat before you know it's hot. Because when you're growing up, just think about it. You tell your children, cousins, nieces, nephews, or whatever the case may be. You tell them, no, don't touch that, don't touch that. It's hot, it's hot. But when they touch it, they see it's not hot, so now they say you lying. They don't know that you're teaching them not to touch it, period, because you never know when it's hot. So they're just associating the stove and the word hot until they finally touch it and say, you lying. This is not hot. This is cold. Up until that golden moment, they touch that stove and it's hot. And then, hot. Now they know. Feel the heat first. Then touch. See? Learning. That's learning through experience. Okay? Because they didn't want to follow instructions. They had to learn from experience. That's fine. Okay. They have to follow instructions. Okay. Now, program. Now, this is where I think they're getting programs confused with cults. Okay? Personally, schools are needed. Okay. Granted, they do teach us lies. Now, if you follow the instructions of the teachers, and do the studying and do the research when you don't have homework. Go back and look at the work that you did before, what they talked about in class, and do your own research. You can find truths out. It's not hidden from you. You just got to put the work in to find out this extra information. You know what I'm saying? It was harder then to get to the information than it is now. So to say that it wasn't available is a lie, because there was periodicals, there was encyclopedias, there was newspapers, magazines. There were many resources that we had before the internet. They just put all those books online and added their opinions with those books and stuff online. So let's go to the main lie I hear a lot of programmer, uh, these programmers. I'm gonna say programmers because they're the ones that's programmed. The ones that's talking about not being programmed, they have programmed their mind to think that school is a program. Oh, you just following the robot. Do you see what you're doing? Do you see what you want to do with your own time? Do you see what you want to do with your life? Jump in a program. Because clearly your own ain't working. So you just got to find one that works. And within that program, yes, you think for yourself. And when you're going to these institutions of higher learning and education, yes, use your own mind as well. See? Thank you. No, it didn't fall. You pulled it. Close the door. Close the door. Bye. And so, yeah, I'm going to just call them programmers. Okay, so you have these programmers that talk about being programmed by the government, being programmed by society, being programmed by school, being a slave to the man, being a slave to God, being a slave to... Honey, listen, okay, this is my input on all that. First of all, the first lie that I hear a lot of these programmers have an issue with is the whole language and the founding of America. Okay? Congratulations, you found out the original name of this land before they called it America. Congratulations, you found out some truths. Okay? So I take it that you mad that the information that was in the book, the information that's not in the books, you didn't find out till you got older because you didn't study when you were in school? And so you're mad. You're mad now, and now you want to blame society and the government and all these other lies. Listen, no. Blame yourself, okay? Because the information is always there for you. You got the milk?
Yeah, I got the milk.
All right, y'all go get cereal. Make that cereal, Danique and Zalera. Get out. Congratulations. That's not yours. That's Kavia's. Close the door.
Wait, can I have your stuff?
Close the door. This is like blowing my eyes. Okay. Learning. Put that cup of noodles down and make the cereal. All right, get out. Close the door. All right. I'm not into editing, so it is what it is. You're gonna see the interruptions and all that stuff. Okay. Okay. Of course, we spoke a different language. Okay? Whether we were already here, boat here, shipped here, flew here, mailed here, however we got here, okay, they had to teach us their language so that they could understand us. They didn't say, forget your native tongue. Learn this. They didn't say that. They didn't say you can't speak in your native tongue. They just couldn't understand what we were saying, so they had to teach us their language so that there would be a communication between us and them. They didn't say neglect your heritage. It didn't say forget your native tongue. They didn't say that. You could still do that. They still did that. You know what I'm saying? They still spoke their native tongue and everything. It's just that our parents and their parents and their parents, they just stopped. And they just kept it with American English. Okay? All right? Okay? Is that okay? This is just, like I said, these are my opinions about the programming thoughts of programs, programming, and being programmed. We had to be taught this language. They have a big issue of, English is not our language. That's the European language. Okay, well, Kuta Kinte, find out what's your native language, and you find the people that speak your native language, and you go talk to them. It's that important to you. It is that pressing to you. Go find the people that talk your language that you don't even know. Did you even find out what was your native? What's your name? What's your native name? Ain't nobody tell you to forget it. You choose to. You choose not to look back in history. You choose not to. They didn't program you not to do it. You can have your own mind. I'ma still keep what I know and add on to what's being taught. They want us to know their history. Okay, they want us to know how they built America, how they formed America. Whether they formed it on lies or the truth, they're just showing you how they formed America. They're showing you how they formed the Constitution, how they formed the judicial branches. They're showing you how they did it, so you can understand how things are done. Because you don't know that off jump. If someone come over here, take over your land, they don't talk your talk. You talking to them, they talking to you, and y'all don't know what the fuck y'all saying. Y'all don't know what each other is saying. So somebody got to teach somebody something. So of course we didn't think to teach the people that came over here. The people over here thought to teach us, and we learned. It don't mean we was a slave to it. I mean, well, yeah, we were. Yeah, because you had to be. You were forced. Yeah, back then you were forced to slave. Yeah, you was forced to slavery, or whatever. Then another lie that these programmers are so hung up on. Yes, school. Well, no, yeah, basically school. What they teaching in school. Okay, when you're in school, for instance, especially middle school, start in middle school, because in middle school, that's when you start doing the book reports and the research stuff and everything. But nowadays, they start in elementary school, because they're second grader. Second graders, they doing research projects. I ain't doing research projects till I got in 8th grade, okay? So they teaching them early. That's okay, because their minds can do that. Their minds can absorb that. So, say if I'm in middle school, and see, 7th grade, you're still somewhat submissive to your parents. I say 8th grade is when you really start rebelling, because now you're like, you see life, you've experienced things, and you know things, and oh, I have my own mind now, and I can make my own decisions. I just gotta do it behind my parents' back. How grown are you? But anywho, um, this you got the do nows or whatever, and they put the information on the board for you. You read the information, they teach you the information. Now, when they say study, like say if there's no written homework, and they just say study, this is what study means. It means go back to your notebook and the school book. Go through it again. After you've learned what you learned in school, because when you go back and redo something after you know it, it hits differently in the mind. If you do it, you would know this. And then say if you want to know more, because if you study, you want to know past the surface of what you're being taught. Then they tell you about other resources to use when you're studying, when you're researching, and all that stuff. If you deem to listen, you would have found out the truth a long time ago while you were a kid. But because we were children, we were always trying to find the shortcut. If it was not a handout, and if it was not an actual question that we had to do and write, we won't do no homework. If it just say study, I ain't got no homework. I ain't got to write. I ain't got to read. It says study. I'm going to study how to do what I want and mind my business. That's the thought of a child. You know what I'm saying? Of a child. So, of course, when you're learning this information, some of us just learned what was in front of us. And then you had some of us that actually studied and actually researched and went past the text. And that's why you would have that person, that one or two people in the classroom that say, well, I did my research, and my research says we started in Africa. Or if you ever watch that movie, another girl from the IRT, a Brooklyn girl from the IRT, or another girl from the IRT, or whatever, that is a perfect movie of this thing. Because within the program, she used her own mind, and she said, okay, this is what I found out. And because she came with facts, the teacher allowed her to teach the facts. Because it was something that was not in the book, but it was still facts. It wasn't argued. He didn't argue it. He just said, well, how do you know? She showed him. He liked it. He said, now you teach it. Now, if you just half-cocked saying shit and it don't make sense to the teacher, and he say, how do you know? Because I know. No, then no. That's not suffice. Now you're going to get the... You can't just say, oh, I know because I know. Well, how do you know? What were your sources? What was their source? How you know that source is reliable? That's not being programmed. Being programmed is just going by what is said, you programmers. Because at the end of the day, this whole institution talk and all this other stuff, that's jail talk to me. Because a lot of people in jail want to justify why they didn't succeed or why they are criminal. Now, everybody in jail are not criminals. Some of them are in there innocently. Some of them did something petty and it just got blown up and they didn't have the right representation for whatever reason or what have you. But at the end of the day, you have your own mind growing up. Because if you didn't, then that means you was the perfect child, the ideal, you was here with yours. You was here. You was here with yours. And you did everything that was expected. You did nothing wrong. And the wrong you did do was brushed off because it wasn't that big.
Mama, go mama.
Ain't no go mama, no.
Why?
Sit down. Make it cereal. No, you can't get up there.
You're gonna fall.
Where is food? Nobody's
He
feeding
didn't
him?
want it.
What can you see?
Besides, the one that was gonna feed him somebody on noodles, he didn't want that.
What is it? Where's his bottle? Oh, right here. Here, put milk in his bottle. Oh.
Nah, your son is weird, man.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I bet. Close the door, please.
Close the door. For milk?
Did you count your close the door?
Close the door, yes.
First I did.
Then okay, yeah, back to this whole program thought. Yeah, I'm not talking about the innocents. I'm not talking about the people that were wrongfully. I'm talking about the ones that are in there dead ass trying to justify their fuckery. Okay, you wanna? This is my opinion now, and this is based on everything I've heard from the masses of people that have the same train of thought, that have this programmed train of thought. So to me, it sounds like, oh, I'm not going to school. The man want us to go to school. I can learn for myself. So what are you learning? What are you learning? What are you learning for yourself? How is that benefiting you as a human being? Are you excelling? Or your definition of excelling? Are you doing that with the information that you're getting on your own by yourself? You're getting all this information and doing what with it? So, I'm like, and then it's like, you talk against schools, but then those very same people that talk against schools and talk against programmed institutions are the very ones that won't homeschool. They won't homeschool. You'll still send your child to that program. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, people back in the day used to kill me. They used to go hard. They don't go hard like they do nowadays. These people nowadays with their program talk, it's just what it is. It's just talk. They want to have something to talk about. They really not, like, about change. Okay? Because it just take one person to change, and then it causes a ripple effect. It's been proven over time. So it's like, once you know you are enslaved or entrapped, hoodwinked, bamboozled into a program, what you gonna do? What you gonna do with that? You gonna just talk about how you program and what got you programmed? What's gonna get you unprogrammed? And what you gonna do now that you're not programmed? They wanna blame like the masses. People wanna blame everybody for everything. And if you can't blame nobody, hey, blame the white man. Because they put us in this position anyway, right? No, your choices. Your choices. Your choices. I don't care what nobody say. Your choices. You chose whenever life happens, okay? This is me talking because I am no longer in denial. So I can speak on it because I'm not in denial. I ain't the one talking like that, so I can speak on it. But if you're gonna be about this propaganda that's uh, uh white man, the other man, and the brother man, then why I'm not seeing you going back to the native way? Show us, since you know. We don't know. Show us the way, my brother. Show us the way, my sister. Show us the way, brethren. You know what I'm saying? Just show us. If we know that because it says American English language, meaning that's the language here. Now, if there was another language before English, find out what it is, learn it so that you can teach it, so that we can have our native tongue. That will be our secret language. Do that. It means that much to the core. It's in your brain. It's in your mental. It's your belief. I don't want to do this because the white man set schools up for the black man to fail. I think they stopped that when they fused the schools together. When they fused the black and the white, the coloreds and the whites, when they put them in the same school, I think they was learning the same thing. It's just what were you going to do with that education you was given? Some people took that education and advanced, and some of them just was fine with staying there. Choice. When you were in school, did you decide or choose to be a scholar? If there's homeless kids getting to Harvard, there's no excuse. Stop the bullshit. Stop. Stop. Stop making excuses for your failure. The lack of motivation, self-motivation. Stop blaming people. Stop blaming the government. First of all, stop blaming the government for broken families. First of all, we have broken families because we ain't following instructions. We ain't following directions, and that's the consequence. A broken family. It ain't got shit to do with the government. One, it's like this. God placed it. He placed it. And we choose to do our own thing, okay? So he said, don't have sex until you're married, right? So you don't have sex until you're married. You get married. Y'all have a family. I've seen people do it. It can be done, and they are still prospering. That's a unbroken, unblended family. Then you have the other family that didn't listen, that had premarital sex. If you know you had premarital sex and you had a child out of wedlock, you are just you're formulating the broken home, not the government. The government is just enforcing your dumbass decisions. It was dumb to have sex before marriage. But then the blessing is the child to make the wrong right. You know what I'm saying? People get that twisted. That's where people get it twisted. That's where the program come in. You know what I'm saying? They think, oh, because you lost your virginity and because you fornicated and had a baby within the fornication, that child is not a gift. It is. That child is a gift. Everybody, because if children wasn't a gift, everybody can have them. Clearly, everybody can't have children. So if you have the ability to have a child, cherish it. God trusts you with a human. He's hoping that you follow the right path. He sees you. But now, if you keep detouring, he's not going. Ar, 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 ar. He's just going to keep recalculating your route to get you back on course. I'm just saying. So, stop blaming the government for broken homes. Because at the end of the day, you knew as a teenager you weren't supposed to be playing house. Just because you was told as a child not to play house. Then when you become in middle school, now house becomes dating. Now dating becomes a little bit more serious when you get in high school. And oh, they want to do what they see their mamas and daddies do. Your mama and daddy was wrong, so you want to do the same wrong thing. But you at the age to know right from wrong. My mom and daddy do it, so I'm going to do it too. Okay, well, just be wrong with them. Be wrong with them then. Dare to be different? My daughter did. I have a 16-year-old daughter and she's a virgin. I'm proud of it. She did better than me. I lost my virginity at 14. I was drunk. See, that's why you're supposed to have alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, I didn't have no babies when I was fornicating as a teenager. Luckily, my baby came after I graduated high school. Okay? So it's like, if you... See, once I had my first child, right there, I warranted a broken home. I tried to make this man marry me. Here I am, 18, got this man jacked up against the wall telling him, I don't want no bastard, so we gonna get married. Do you know how crazy that's? I was a Looney Tune. It's not a program. Everything is not a program. What are programs? To me, programs are like cults. Things that you can't get out of. Or they try to brainwash you into thinking you can't get out. Gangs is a fucking program. If you want to talk about it. If you want to talk about it, gangs are like fucking cults. There's two ways out. As they want to brainwash you to think, to scare you into staying. Get out. Get out. Well, finish eating. Gangs and cults. Those are programs. Not no school. Not college. Not trading classes. Not things that's going to better you in your mind to give you some sort of direction. You don't have to do exactly what them things are doing, but they're in place to give you some sense of direction on what you want to do. That's all. It ain't wrong. It's not wrong. But for these programmers to make it seem like, oh, it's wrong to want to do right. It's wrong to want to work a 9 to 5. It ain't wrong to work a 9 to 5. You can work a 6 to 12. You can work a 4 to 8. It doesn't matter. It's not wrong to work for others and yourself. Guess what? In order to work for yourself, you have to know how to follow instructions. In order for people to work for you, you got to know how to be a leader. In order to lead, you got to know how to follow instructions. So it's still all about following instructions, not being a part of a program. Programs or organized group of people that mandates. Gangs mandate shit. Cults mandate shit. Those are the fucking programs. Those are the ones that's destroying you. Gangs and cults is destroying you. Not no damn school. Oh, they taught you lies. Did the lie stop you from making money? Then, not knowing that this was not originally named America, did it stop you from making money? Did it stop you from making money? No. It's just something to talk about. That's all. It is nothing to base your life on. It's just current events to talk about. Opinions to try to validate. But it is not something that you need to cold-heartedly put your mind into, thinking that, oh, who's to say going to school and working is the right thing? Who's to say sitting on your ass is the right thing? You ain't doing nothing but complaining about shit. Well, do something. Don't just be a hearer, be a doer. Be a hearer and doer. Like, I remember, oh my God. I remember one time, this couple gonna tell me I shouldn't go to school. I shouldn't go to school because the white men teach lies, right? The white men teach lies. I should go to a school where they teach the truth. So I go and say, well, what school you went to get your knowledge? Where did you get your knowledge from? Oh, I've researched. Is that your way of saying I heard? Somebody told me. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like that's just another way of saying, oh, I heard and somebody told me. But because you don't want to say I heard or somebody told me, you want to feel more solidified and more to say, oh, I researched. No, you didn't. You heard exactly what because everybody's saying the same thing. They say the same thing. Then they want to say religion is a program. No, it's cults. Cults are programs. Being a Christian ain't no program. Being a Muslim is a program. Because you got to dress a certain way, eat a certain time, don't eat after this time, pray at this time, do this, dress here, you can't show this, you can't. What the fuck? That's a fucking program. Catholics. That's a program. Mormons. Program. Like, no. First of all, how is Christianity a program when you're being judged on your free will? God wants you to want to do right. Get out. Get out, mommy's room. I'm on video. I don't care. Get out. Close the door. Bye. How? I just don't get it. So it's like.
Wait. I need something.
No. Get out. So, if being a Christian is such a program, Hindus, Buddhists, it's all structured. And according to the programmers, they have an issue with structure. For me, Christianity just tell you, this is what you can do and this is what you can't do. But it's up to you to do it. You can't get mad at the consequence because I'm telling you what not to do and what you can do. It's on your own free will. Oh, God, what kind of God wants you to go to hell? No. What kind of person wants to go to hell? If he wants you to go to hell, if he ain't telling you how, if he's not telling you how to avoid getting there. He's telling you what to do to not go there. And he's telling you what actions you could do to get there. The knowledge of good and evil. The apple. It makes sense. It totally makes sense. The beginning of time. Okay. The Garden of Eden, according to historians, the Garden of Eden ran, the Nile River ran through the Garden of Eden. Where's the Nile River? To my understanding, the Nile River is in Africa. Civilization started there. Okay? That's where civilization started, and then it just migrated. And then people named the land. Okay? People just named the land, and it carried on to this very day. One day we may find out Antarctica wasn't always Antarctica. It was probably Shabuka. So what? They changed the name. Okay. Now you know. It is not life-changing. It's not life-altering. Okay. It's another name. They have, programmers have a big issue on the color of Jesus or God's skin. Your mama is your same race and you don't listen to her. So would it really make a difference what race God is? Would it make a difference? No. Because the person that gave you life, you don't listen to. Ain't got nothing to do with no program. Shut up. That's ignorance. But ignorance is bliss. You know what I'm saying? You want to say, oh, Jesus' name is not Jesus, it's Joshua or some other way how you pronounce it. Duh. He wasn't born in America. That's just how you say his name in America. That's how you say his name in English. Right? It's okay. He has 101 names. God has 101 names. You could call him any one of those 101 names. It does not mean you're not calling him God. I am Nakia. I am mommy. I am sister. I am cousin. I am friend. I could be lover sometime. You're many names. No, those are titles. My bad. Those are titles, not names. I'm Nakia Monique, and my last name, Du Bois. I have 3 names. Am I 3 people? No. Dumbass people get on my nerves sometimes with this stuff. Like, and then you just got to sit here and like, sometimes if you're weak-minded, the programmers could suck you in. I can see how they grow by the masses because it's easy to put that there. I can understand their train of thought. I really do. I understand the train of thought. I do. I get it. But to go so hard and do nothing, that's when people look at you like, you're crazy. You know? When I first moved here, wasn't nobody talking about Jesus. 3 years in, I hear, thank Jesus, don't let the devil use you. They're saying my sayings that they've heard me say. And then they've heard other people say it, so it's like a confirmation. They probably heard other people say this stuff before me. And what I'm saying is just confirmation. And now I'm rubbing off. I'm a good person to rub off on. As long as you're not around me when I'm feeling toxic. No. As long as you're not around me when I'm feeling vengeful and angry and disarray. That's the only time, I pray that those habits don't rub off on people. But at the same time, people pick and choose what to pick from you. I'm like, if you're in a household with a parent, you got a parent that did you well, then you had a parent that was off the wall. And then you became of age to know the difference. Now that you're of age to know the difference, you want to pick up the bad traits. What about the good stuff? You just gonna leave that sitting there? Well, I'm doing this because you. But I also did this good, but you chose that part to be bad. You chose that, not me. You chose that. I didn't. Look, just because my mom had me at 15, did it mean I was going to go have a baby at 15? She drilled it in my head not to have a baby as a teenager. So I didn't have a baby as a teenager. I mean, I graduated at 17 and I had my baby at 19. So I got pregnant at 18, had him at 19. But I was well out of the house anyway. I was staying in a rooming house. Still mine. I was paying rent. Still mine. It was still my space where I was grown. I was grown because I had my own space. It was my rules. The only rules I had to abide by was the rules of the landlord that was according to the lease. You're gonna always have rules. That don't mean it's a program. You gotta do things decent in order for things to flow right. Everything is not a program. Stop trying to justify things you just don't want to do or you don't want to finish. And that's what you're using to soothe your mental. That's how I see it. From everybody I've heard from all, and you know what baffles me? Even some of the educated people be hooked up into that program talk. How? With the knowledge you know and the knowledge of your own and even how you speak now, how you talk shit about speaking proper. Oh, they want us to. Why do you want to always talk like this? I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it, but it ain't nothing wrong with wanting to speak like you got sense. There's nothing wrong with talking so that people can understand you. Don't you hate when you're talking to someone and all they say is, you know what I mean, you know what I mean, you know what I mean? They don't know what the fuck they mean. So they're asking you, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? After every 4 words. That's because your mind, as open-minded as you say you are, you're very limited. You're limited. Because you don't know how to express yourself. And you want to justify that with this program shit. This program talk. You don't want to follow Jesus because his name ain't Jesus. Oh, there's an image of this white man. Don't you know the truth? Do it matter? As long as you know the truth, you're going according to the Catholic Roman Church. The very people that crucified him. Weren't it the Romans? The Greek and the Romans that crucified Jesus? That's just like holding on to the word of an unreliable source. Catholics are not that reliable. You know what I'm saying? Muslims, like all these different organized and structured religions, those are programs. But the biggest program of them all are cults and gangs. Yeah. For all you programmers out there that's out there ABCing, doing all the alphabet, claiming the alphabet to be yours. Claiming colors to be yours that was already here before you was even a thought, my G. To be honest, it's not your colors. On blue, on red, on black, on it. Look at your program lab rat ass. Gangbangers ain't nothing but lab rats because they all do the same thing when the light come on. I've seen it done in all different gangs. They all do the same thing. Lab rats. Y'all program want to talk about the educational system, the judicial system. We already knew they were fucked up. They showed us how they fucked up the judicial system. They showed us how it was built. But if you don't want to pay attention to what they trying to tell you and then you find out another way and now you feel hoodwinked and bamboozled, that's on you. Your choice. Your choice. You chose not to listen. You chose not to pay attention. So now that you way up grown now and you just finding out shit, it's blowing your mind. No, you could have been knew this. Had you listened, had you followed the instructions. But no, I don't want to follow instructions. You want to do you. So stop blaming the government for you doing you. All they doing is just enabling it. They're enabling your wrong decisions. That's all. You're giving them ammunition. Oh, with this child support to break up the home. No. You deciding to have sex with someone that wants your wife or husband that was not guaranteed to stay with you. You warranted that. You warranted that. You wanted a broken family. Because if you didn't, you should have married them. Oh, I wasn't old enough. Duh. Because your mind can't handle what a marriage entails and what it takes. Sex was was supposed to be for grown-ups only.
Mom.
For a reason.
Mommy.
For a reason.
Mommy.
Because your mind can't handle it as a child. That's why y'all all retarded now. That's why people is so retarded so early. Because everybody want to be grown as a teenager. Everybody want to be grown as soon as they turn 12. I get it. Yeah, at 12, you are held responsible for all your actions. At 12, you go to hell. No, stop standing on that. At 12, you can go to hell. Because at 12, you are held accountable for your actions. Before 12, automatically pass. Pass to hell. He's not holding you responsible. You know why? Because at 12, you really do know right from wrong. If you really think about it. You start to understand the concept of consequences. See, before then, you really don't understand the concept of consequences. You just know, if I do this, this is going to happen. But you don't understand the why. When you understand the why, that's when you don't do it no more. Think about it. When you start changing your behavior, growing up, when you saw yourself doing something over and over and over and over, and then you finally stopped, that's because you realized you had enough. Enough was enough for you. Everything is not a program. It's your decision making. And it's how you handle, and it's also how you handle life. When life throw you lemons, if you choose not to make lemonade and you choose to just suck on them sour things with no additives and just want to be like this all the time, that's your choice. That wasn't the government that did that. That wasn't the brother man, the other man that did that. That was you. You did that. You chose that. I didn't see a white man come to you and say, do this. I did not hear the government send you some kind of letter to say, go have sex and have a broken family. No, that was your choice. Your choice was to have a broken family. Your choice was to have a blended family. Because if you did not choose that, you would have waited to get married. It's just that simple. Well, you had kids out of wedlock. Duh, but I'm not sitting here complaining about it. I'm talking about those that do it and complain. I accepted it. I ain't in denial. I know. But these is for the people that knows and choose to do nothing. And you just a fool then. Your pamper change. You need your pamper change. He needs his pamper change. Well, so overall, y'all know now how I feel about, the only programs out there in the world today are cults and gangs. I wouldn't even say mafias, because mafias is more family. Mafias is, I wouldn't consider being a part of a mafia, being a part of a program, because that's mainly family, and then families that conjoined in marriages and stuff, so that's different. That's a whole nother scale. That ain't got shit to do with programming. But for these gang bangers, these cult people, all them people, y'all program. That's the program. The programs are cults and gangs, because they want to brainwash you into thinking this color belongs to you. They want to brainwash you into thinking that these numbers mean something. They want to brainwash you into thinking that someone don't have a right to wear this certain color around this certain time on this block for this. Ignorance is bliss, people. That's what it all boils down to. These programmers, ignorance is bliss. Because everything is not a program. It's your decision and what you chose to do with what life gave you. Stop blaming the government. Stop blaming the white man. Stop blaming the other man. And stop blaming your parents. Take responsibility for your actions, because at 12 and at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and sometimes 15, you notice, if you look back, that's when it was together. It's when you chose to take over your life. You did nothing with it. And then want to get mad at your parents for you being a fucker. No, 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 no. Your parents told you to go to school. You decided to lie and say you went to school and then don't. You went somewhere else. That's not your parents' fault. Your parents is not dumb for trusting you. No. Your parents are supposed to trust you until you get caught. Duh. Then once you get caught in doing something wrong, accept it. Accept the consequence and move on. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it pushing. Don't sit here and try to justify why you're not going to school. Why this and why that. No, 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 no. That's your fault. You chose that. Get the paper out the drawer. So, for all those out there that's saying people is programmed and all this other stuff, I don't know, maybe you need to look in the mirror, because you're the very one that's programmed. Because you're programmed to think everything that was set to structure is wrong. Why do this? Why not do it this way? You do it that way and see where it takes you. If you go far, then that was your way. Find a program that fits.